Oh, hey guys. It's Thursday. And anybody who was here for the train wreck that was last week's episode, we're going to do it again. Only this time we're doing it across the pond.
That's right.
Hello.
It's criminals and capitalists.
I didn't see you there. Well, come on in. Have a seat.
While you still can. Anyway,
What?
that's Wit over there.
Yeah.
And that's Recluse over there. You wake over there, Recluse.
Me? Who? What? Where?
Anyway.
Are you allowed to climb Big Ben? That doesn't seem right. Big Ben, of course, is not the clock tower. I can't remember the name of the clock tower.
Big Ben is the bell.
It's true. The tower itself has some slightly less exciting name.
So yeah, we have.
The Americans.
So yeah, we have the same. The same Jake and Jennifer Eagle as in the last game are here now.
It seems like it is both higher quality and somehow simultaneously lower quality at the same time graphics.
It only came out a year later, I believe. Maybe. Actually, no. This looks like the same year.
Same year.
Oh, this looks like the same game.
All right. Did a little bit of testing to make sure we were functionally good. We are. And what are we, guys?
Certainly not
The
good.
tyranny of democracy says that we're male.
Yeah, go for it. I'm not prepared to make a stink today.
Who do we work with?
Oh, well, for the sake of balance.
Yeah, I'm up for some voice acting today, so we can put Jennifer
Oh yeah.
in play.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do some talking.
She is really bad at sex, though. She was
Excuse
actually
me?
failing that.
Say what?
Oh, okay.
Are you
He's
crossing?
making a joke.
Are you crossing a line that we shouldn't be crossing?
He's really getting very close. I would hope he does not make that joke a second time. Let us not practice mystery because we know how this works, and if we do one that doesn't count, I will scream.
All right then.
What use is screaming about the tutorial if you have no mouth?
Here's to skipping some plot line 2 minutes in.
There... I refuse to believe it's a plot. Fine. Fine.
Jennifer, I've just gotten my invitation to the 12th Annual Holmes Challenge, put on by the Baker Street Irregulars. Are you and Alpha up to it?
The Baker Street Irregulars? Who are they?
Only the most dedicated and fanatical Sherlock Holmes fan club in the Western world. They meet each week at the Sherlock Holmes pub near Trafalgar Square.
But I thought Sherlock Holmes was a made-up person.
Of course, but that doesn't stop people from creating a fan club for him. He's one of the most popular fictional characters ever created. The Baker Street Irregulars are crazy about him. They have a vast collection of little items connected with Holmes and the author who created him, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Each year, they have a party and contest to see which new items deserve to be added to their collection. But there's a catch. Come along and see.
Kuro helpfully pointed out that these people must never have seen Tumblr, if they think that they are the most fanatical group about Sherlock Holmes.
In the Western world.
Tumblr wasn't a thing then.
It also, yeah, it does imply that somewhere in the Eastern world there are some people who like him more.
Yep.
Anybody here got
That
booze?
was-
No?
Because look, beer. Drink. She can't be arsed to stop reading.
Uncle Basil's been a member of the Irregulars for years. He's a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes. It'll be a real challenge to see if we can outsmart him. So you're the famous American detective Basil's told us all so much about. Delighted to meet you both. You must join us in our annual contest. Each year, the club board suggests 4 members who are asked to secretly gather special items connected with either Sherlock Holmes or his brilliant creator, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. When we add these items to our collection, we then added these items to our collection. The trick is, one of the members has been told to submit a fraud. One of the items could not possibly be authentic. Our members are so very clever and so well versed in their home's facts that the fake is often very difficult to spot. You're welcome to examine the items at your leisure. Then you've got the rest of the day to spot the fake.
My money's on one of these two things being the fake item.
The guy on the left looks like he has spikes coming out of his head because of the discolored pixels.
He does look a lot like a Star Trek alien.
Well, let's talk to him first then.
Oh, wrinkles.
Want a thing, Recluse?
Are you up for voice acting or you want to sit out today?
I'm gonna sit out today.
My suspicion is on that cap. I seem to remember. Oh, bother, what was it now? Oh, yes. I seem to remember that the real original deerstalker worn by Basil Rathbone was donated to... Well, you know, that waxworks thingy place. Oh, what was its name?
Madame Tussauds?
Yes, that's it. Madame Tussauds. I'm sure I heard that it was on display there in their Sherlock Holmes exhibit. It can't be there and here at the same time. I say the cap's a fake.
Alright, short mystery. Good job.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So, as Holmes would say, the game's afoot. I've already got my theories on the imposter. I deduced that it must be the vial of water.
What makes you think that, Mr. Maple?
Elementary, my dear Jennifer. It's the easiest item to fake. The water in that vial is more than likely ordinary tap water collected right here in London. I suspect one of our members thought we could never prove otherwise.
What proof do you have that the water is fake?
Why, my detective's intuition, my dear young lady. What more proof do I need?
That's
Original deerstalker cap worn by Basil Rathbone while portraying Holmes in the movie Hound of the Baskervilles. S.H. Esquire, 1939. Authentic water from the Reichenbach Falls in Switzerland, where Holmes fought the infamous Professor Moriarty in the story The Final Problem.
you know what they say about the final problem.
Final problems require final solutions.
No, Richard! I set him up for that, and he knew that's what I wanted. I love you, man.
I got you.
I say the vial is Moriarty's piss.
Why do you say that? No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Why would you say that?
Why would I say that?
Yes.
Shock factor.
If your piss looks like that, you are, and I don't say this too often, drinking too much water.
I don't think the human body could produce the blue tint without you being in serious medical distress.
Yeah, there's some meds that'll do that.
Original number plate affixed to 221B Baker Street, the address used by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle for the home of Sherlock Holmes.
Well, this is the fake.
Why you say?
Because there is no 221B Baker Street.
No, there is.
Yeah, it's an actual address.
Oh, then it
They
must be
put
a recent edition.
Hey, Kuro.
It's not that recent. They've had a Sherlock Holmes museum there for many, many years. The thing that's suspicious about for me is that it's a lowercase b.
Original meerschaum pipe used on stage by Sir Alex Livermore, portraying Holmes in 1965 at the Old Vic.
Well, now I feel like this has to be the fake because the bowl of the pipe has a small dent in the bottom, and they wouldn't tell us that if there was if that wasn't indicative that it was made of the wrong material or some such.
I think we might be able to go places.
Well, let's find out.
We do have the rest of the day.
West or east?
West.
Oh, wait. Can we go to the Baker Street? Can we go to Baker Street? Because I think
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
it's going to not have red brick walls, and that's going to prove that that's not the real one.
I mean, maybe, but I'm not sure whether that's west or east. Given the
West.
Well,
Click on a thing. I don't care.
Who likes wax?
You know, I've never been to a Madame Tussauds location. Madame Tussauds happens to be on Baker Street, the same street where Sherlock Holmes was supposed to live. I noticed on the way in that some of the buildings on the street are made of red brick. I guess a lot of London buildings are.
okay.
Madame Tussauds
Fix
has a
that
ton of
theory.
wax figures of famous and historical people. I love to check out all the movie stars. It's almost like seeing them in person. Dr. Seuss thinks they own the real deerstalker cat. Let's see if he's right.
Ooh la la. Positioning.
We have many bits and pieces that once belonged to famous people. Some of the clothes you see here on our wax figures are from closets of the real famous people. Why, Luciano Pavarotti sent us an entire set of evening clothes, including shoes, to dress his model. We did have a cat like the one you mentioned, but I'm afraid we sold it recently to an anonymous collector. It's quite valuable. The original deerstalker worn by Basil Rathbone in the movie Count of the Baskervilles. I remember it had an odd little tag in the back, as if it really were made for Sherlock Holmes. One of the wardrobe people on the movie set must have put it in as a joke. The tag read, S.H. Esquire, 1939. That was the year the film came out, don't you know? Quite a classic. Have you seen it? Yes, my brother's nuts about Sherlock Holmes movies. He makes me watch them every time they're on TV. That's a good one.
Well, that lines up with the tag on the hat, so that can't be the fake.
The note on the old pipe said that it was used here at the Old Vic. Maybe we can find out if it's the real McCoy. We've got quite a lot of souvenirs here from old plays and shows. Our costume shop keeps all kinds of goodies from the famous plays we've run. Who knows when we'll be able to use them again? We have a box full of old pipes. Some of them are quite ordinary, but there were a few very special ones. We recently sold one of the nicer pieces to an anonymous collector. There's a lovely old meerschaum pipe. You know, the kind with the long curved bowl. So Alex Livermore smoked it on stage in an old Sherlock Holmes play. Quite a collectible, I suppose, even if it did have a bit of a dent on the bottom of the bowl.
All right.
So
Well,
that's legitimate.
I'm 0 for 2 for suspicions.
An album of playbills.
'65 production.
There's
Alex Livermore, meerschaum pipe.
Yeah.
Sir Alex was a wonderful man to work with, as I recall. He was a regular here at the Old Vic in the theatre's heyday. My favorite of his performances was a wonderful production of Tea for Two. He played opposite a young girl named Amy Jolana. I hear she's quite famous in the States now. Not only is she famous, but she visited our hometown Ridgeview just last year.
In the previous game.
But London is the only hometown visited by famous actors and actresses. I've never heard of that woman.
No.
I believe her to be just a person who appeared in one of the mysteries of the previous game.
Hey, another locale.
We found out stuff about some of the Irregulars' collection, but we're gonna have to do a little more research to find out about the rest. I can't imagine a better place than the British Library. Aunt Miranda is a good pals with the librarian here, Mr. Sneed. She says he's kind of cranky, but when it comes to fact-finding, he's the tops.
Sneed previously ran Sneed's Feed and Seed before he sold the business to Chuck.
Normally, I detest being disturbed with requests for trivia, but Sherlock Holmes happens to be a pet fascination of mine.
He has my eyebrows.
Upon getting a phone call from your Uncle Basil, I decided to do a little reliable data gathering for you on the world's greatest detective, before you filled your heads with ludicrous twaddle on the subject. The documents are there for your perusal. Do be careful with them.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Not a true 221B address.
Ha!
That points to something, doesn't it? The Abbey National Bank headquarters.
Well, I guess the character Sherlock Holmes is so neat that some people think he's a real person. That shows what a great writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was. Characters live on even though he died over 50 years ago.
The final problem. So this will mention the water vial.
Maybe. It was the Reichenbach Falls.
Yeah.
Plunged to their death.
Now let's see if the Reichenbach Falls are even real.
Who is so unpopular.
Okay, so it didn't mention the vial. Line.
Alright, Jennifer and I are of one mind.
You there, Wet?
Yeah.
Okay.
The water in the
Oh, I'm supposed to read things. That's
Yes,
right.
Line. Yes, Line.
Switzerland. If there is no place called Reichenbach Falls, then the water must be a fake.
Which book do you think might help us to find out if a place in Switzerland is real?
World Atlas.
World Atlas.
Yeah.
You don't think Greek mythology or Field Guide to British Birds?
I love a good pair of tits as much as the next
That's
person.
it. The World Atlas shows that that there is a Reichenbach Falls in Switzerland. It really does exist. No proof that water came from there, though.
I think we know which is the fake.
To be perfectly honest, I don't even remember what the fourth item is.
The plaque.
From the plaque from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's toothbrush.
I mean, yes.
Oh. Oh.
But I am also fairly certain that they did put a plaque up outside their little museum.
Well, this is different. So, the pipe,
Yeah,
the
go
hat,
ahead.
the plaque, the water.
The game is certainly pointing us towards the plaque.
Sure is.
For all I know, they hadn't started that museum yet.
Alright, let's make absolute determination. Switzerland does have a real waterfall. So that eliminates the vial.
doesn't really, but...
Well, I don't think they're gonna bring you in to scientifically test the water vial.
I mean, I'll drink it if it satisfies everybody.
That wouldn't do anything at all?
You'd have to test for, like, the microbes and minerals that you would be able to find, which means you would have to go to Reichenbach, get a sample of that water, test it up against whatever's in the vial.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah, well...
These children are not gonna do that.
They're asking us to prove a negative.
In the absence of that, there's not a real 220B, which points to the plaque being a fake. The cap has a tag. Alright, where's the clue that says... Or where's the clue that makes mention of that tag?
Those are the clues we need. Pick the item you think is bogus.
Plaque.
Yep.
You got it.
You got it. Number plate's a fake. Mrs. Hudson told us that each year 4 members of the Baker Street Regulars submit Sherlock Holmes-related items for their club collection. But each year, 1 piece of memorabilia is a fraud. Challenge is to spot the fake. The deerstalker cat from Hound of the Baskerville seemed to fit the description of the genuine article that Ms. Dunbar and Madame Tussaud's gave us. The pipe supposedly used by Sir Alex Livermore portraying Sherlock Holmes on stage at the Old Vic matched Ms. Askew's description of the authentic item from the Old Vic's costume department. The water in the vial could have come from Reichenbach Falls, as there is a waterfall in Switzerland with that name. We didn't find any real proof to back that up. What we did find was a clue that proved for sure that the number plate must be a fake. There never has been a 221B Baker Street. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle invented that fictional address for the character. The number plate couldn't possibly be real.
Tea biscuits.
Alrighty.
Cool.
That's nice.
We did good.
It is true that we are, in fact, factually, the best around.
Who's
And
for
Jackie, who is going to bring us down?
I truly don't think anyone could or would.
Damn tootin'.
Did you eat your food? Hey Nigel, what's going on?
Oh, Mom's on assignment and Dad's gone off to his rehearsal. Pretty quiet downstairs.
What rehearsal's that?
He's doing a play with the Amateur Shakespeare Society. He's really chuffed about it. They're going to perform up in Stratford-upon-Avon, where Shakespeare was born.
Sounds great. Where are they now?
They're all over at the Old Vic, an old theatre on the South Bank, rehearsing. Do you and Alpha want to pop by and have a look?
Yeah, I love Shakespeare. Maybe this play will give me some ideas for a next movie. Come on, Alpha, let's go. Macbeth is a play about a Scottish general who meets some witches. They tell him he's destined to become the king. He tells this to his wife, and she persuades him to murder his friend Duncan, the real king, and take his place. They don't get away with it, though. The witches said he'd be king, but they didn't say he'd be king for long. In the end, Macbeth and his wife both die because of their treachery. It's a really wild play, lots of fight scenes and neat speeches and creepy witches and stuff. Let's ask Miss Finley how things are doing.
Well, yes, Camilla. I do think you're up to it. It's just that...
Just what, Basil? What exactly do you mean? You can't agree with this dreadful miscasting, I'm sure. It's obvious that Emma is too immature to play her. Lady Macbeth is one of the grandest, most evil, most challenging parts in the history of theatre. Why, the girl's never been anything but second chambermaid for the right in any stage production so far. The role of Lady Macbeth calls for depth, insight, range. The kind of experience that I could bring to the role.
Well, you are her understudy, Camilla. Who knows, perhaps she'll be able to perform one night if she falls ill or cancels out. Oh, there's some plot here.
That is not my point, Basil. Of course I'll go on if she has some sort of accident. I'm saying that it shouldn't have to come to that.
That's ominous.
An actress of my stature and experience belongs in the spotlight, not huddling round a cauldron muttering about Eye of Newton, Toe of Frog.
Honestly, Camilla, I think Third Witch is a lovely part. It suits you. But I mean, it's very challenging. Now, really, I must practice my lines. I want to be prepared enough to perform the finest Macduff in Stratford history. Oh. Hello, Jennifer. Alpha. Come to see our rehearsals. Watch yourselves now. There are a lot of dangerous items behind the scenes of the theatre. One false move up there on any scaffolding, and any number of accidents could happen.
Is there going to be a murder?
Yes.
Why, our stage manager Chelsea was messing about up there yesterday, and very nearly fell to her death.
Yikes.
No, I lied. Well, be careful, Mr. Frisker. Are you excited about the play?
Well, yes and no. I'm afraid I'm a bit worried. You see, this is really my first lead role, and I'm a bit nervous that I'll spoil it somehow. You know, forget my lines at the last moment, trip over my sword, miss a cue. Oh, the pressure's enormous. Sometimes I wish I'd never auditioned for the part. I'm sure I'd be much happier painting a nice watercolor of the sunset on the River Avon than thrashing about on stage as a Scottish murderer. You think somebody dies?
I mean, in the play, I know they do. Hello, Jennifer. Alpha. Have you come round to see a peek at our rehearsal? Mind you don't get in the way now. Everyone's very, very busy. We're in our final stages of rehearsing the Scottish play.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You really shouldn't be saying that name.
I don't get it.
The Scottish play? But I thought you were putting on Shakespeare's Macbeth.
It's an old
Is this
it's an old superstition. You shouldn't be saying Macbeth before opening night of any play.
You should never say the word Macbeth in a theater where Macbeth could ever be performed.
Like I said, pure superstition.
It is bad luck. Oh my, oh dear, you've said it. But you know you must never say the name of the Scottish play aloud. It's terribly bad luck.
Oh, you just said it 3 times.
Could you imagine getting the theater going crowd to chant Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Macbeth.
No,
Macbeth.
it's only got 2 syllables. You gotta get a 3-syllable chant.
Go Macbeth.
Syllable
Go
chant.
Macbeth.
I guess it's 3-word chant.
This play's always been haunted by tragedy and mishap. Theatre people believe that you'll bring bad luck upon yourself just by quoting from it, unless, of course, you're rehearsing your lines. It may just be a superstition, but it does seem that accidents and bad luck surround every production of this play. But just the other day, our director, Dr. Wilde, fell from the stage as she was helping arrange a sword fight. She might have broken her leg. Then maybe it was good luck that she didn't. Perhaps so, but I'll keep hold of my lucky charm just in case.
Everybody keep a hold of your lucky charms. Dahlia, you know I'm right. What I need is a challenge. I see the Scottish king, as a warrior, fiery and strong. Not this mealy-mouthed milquetoast that Frescura's portraying. Go on, let me have a go at it.
Ned, how many times must I say it? No! Frescura has the part, you're his understudy. Your job is to fill in for him should he get ill. It's not to whine about his interpretation of the role.
Dahlia, just listen for a moment. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time.
Thank you, Ned. That will be quite enough. Should Frescura be unable to go on, you may recite that speech however you please. As it is, concentrate on learning your own lines. The porter you play is a small role, but every role in a play is important.
So it sounds like we've got a real dynamic here that could cause some trouble.
Now, people, attention please. Let's gather our props and move out to the minibuses. We're off to Stratford in 15 minutes. Do not forget your strip.
I predict an attempted double murder, and you don't know whether it was the female understudy or the male understudy who commissioned the attempted double murder.
The minibuses are only for the cast and crew of the play, so we'll have to take the train to Stratford.
Guess I can't really do anything else, huh?
It would be wild if you could.
Nope.
Let's take a look at our map and see if we can find Stratford-upon-Avon. Then we'll be able to join Uncle Basil for the play. Grab your map of England and see if you can find Stratford-upon-Avon. Then click N on the compass if we need to take the northbound train, or S if we need to take the southbound train to get there from London. Almost definitely northbound. London's quite far south.
Oh no. Do we need an actual map of England?
Statistically, the answer is north. That's it. Stratford is north in London on the River Avon. We'll need to take the northbound train. Stratford is supposed to be really beautiful. The River Avon runs right through the town, and big white swans live there, just like they did in Shakespeare's day.
The Tudor Village. Holy Trinity Church. Henley Street. Cool.
Looks like Uncle Basil's acting troupe is setting up for their play. But where are Mr. Frescura and Miss Finley?
I smell motive, guys.
A shambles. Its entire opening is a shambles. What's wrong, Dr. Wilde? What's wrong? What's right? My two leading actors are stranded in London, half of my props are stranded with them, and my stage manager is off wallowing in literary history. What happened? I have no idea. All I know is that our second minibus, the one carrying Mr. Frescura and Miss Finley, has broken down. Now it's too late to get them here for dress rehearsal. It's a disaster. I'm almost ready to believe in the curse of the Scottish play. Suppose I'll just have to use the understudies to fill in the lead roles. Heaven knows they're prepared. It would be Frescura and Finley whose coach breaks down. They're both utterly hopeless with machinery. If only Ned had been with them. The boy's a genius with automobiles. Did you know he restores antique cars as a hobby?
Hello. That's important right there. You guys know why?
Because the sabotage? Knowing
Exactly.
how to sabotage?
Jealous understudy sabotages vehicle.
Out, damned spot! Out, I say! Excuse me? Ah, hello, Jennifer. Just practicing my new lines. Now that Emma's stuck in London, it appears I'll have to take over her role. Frankly, I think it's for the best. The poor dear was a bit skittish. Now, where is that Chelsea? Is she still out researching her paper on Shakespeare? She's supposed to be our stage manager. I'll need my costume refitted for tonight.
Well, either there was a conspiracy plot. Well, he could have acted alone very easily with his mechanical prowess. If it were done, huh?
What could have happened is that mirroring the events of the play, is that she convinces him to do something that will result in the disabling of the car. An instigator and a actor.
Which would be conspiracy. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly.
What was that?
Act 1, Scene 7. Macbeth is plotting to kill his friend the king. Ye gods, I love this play. Macbeth is torn between his honour and his ambition. He doesn't really want to be evil, but at the same time he sees his big chance to be king, and if his wife keeps pushing him, telling him he can do it.
So he kills his friend? What a creep!
Exactly. And that's only the beginning. By the end of the play, the stage is strewn with the bodies of the victims of his ambition, until he himself is killed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must do something about my armor.
Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Oh, hello, Jennifer, Alpha. Going over my lines, I play one of the witches. You sure look the part. Why isn't Ms. Wren in costume too? Ah, well, it looks as though she won't be a witch after all. Emma's trapped in London, so Camilla, as an understudy, is going to have to take her part. Seems that someone removed the distributor cap from the minibus carrying Mr. Frisker and Miss Findlay. Now they won't be able to join us here for the dress rehearsal. Wow, what bad luck! Do you think it's part of the curse of the play? Bad luck, my foot. This was sabotage. Distributor caps don't just fly off by themselves. Someone took it, and it wasn't a ghost either. The question is who? It's a shame that Frisker and Findlay will have to miss the dress rehearsal. That means they're out of their parts for the run of the play. Dr. Wilde has a strict policy that whoever plays a role at dress rehearsal plays it for every performance. I'll bet Mr. Frisker, at least, is a bit relieved. He was very nervous about having such a big part. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, it couldn't have been him because he doesn't know anything about cars.
Mm-hmm.
This road leads to Shakespeare's birthplace. The whole town of Stratford-upon-Avon is full of Shakespeare stuff. He was born and married here, and lived here after he retired. I can see why. It's a beautiful place. That's Chelsea. I wonder if she knows that everyone's looking for her. Hello, Jennifer. Alpha. I'm just collecting some notes for my paper on William Shakespeare. It's fab luck that the troupe decided to stage our play here in Stratford. I'm finding all kinds of stuff here. This is the house that Shakespeare was actually born in. It's been restored to look just as it would have back when he was alive in the late 1500s and early 1600s. Can you imagine what it was like to live like back? Bleh. Can you imagine what it was like to live back then? In those days, Elizabeth I was the Queen of England, and Sir Walter Raleigh was trying to set up the first colonies in America. There wasn't any running water inside houses then, or refrigeration, or telly, or radio, of course. One entertained themselves was by watching plays. Shakespeare's plays were very popular. He wrote 37 in all, and hundreds of poems. But you've heard some of his characters, and you may not even know it. Ever hear of Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Othello, Puck? These are all names of characters in Shakespeare's plays. He was such a marvelous playwright that people still love to listen to his plays. I love Shakespeare. My favorite is Romeo and Juliet, but it's really sad. Chelsea, you know that Dr. Wilde and everybody are looking for you. Dear, I lost track of the time. I have to get back. The dress rehearsal is about to start.
Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Alpha. Exploring Shakespeare country, are you? I was just helping Chelsea collect her notes. She's just brilliant. I could follow her around all day. Awful bad luck they're having with the play. I was just talking to one of the actors about it over by the minibuses before we left. He says this play is historically plagued with bad luck. Even as we were talking, he almost fell prey to it himself. His hands were covered in black grease, and he came this close to wiping it all over his porter's costume. Oh.
Can we solve? Do we have to go through the rest of this?
You want to solve?
I do.
Then let's solve. Motive.
know.
Right there.
Motive means opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Murder. Of the bus, at least.
Ned.
You got it.
Got it!
Bus lives
Maybe
matter.
a superstition about bad luck following the play Macbeth, but it wasn't bad luck that sabotaged the troop's second minibus. Mrs. Skew told us the minibus broke down because someone removed an important part of the engine, the distributor cap. Dr. Wilde told us that Ned Bassett is a whiz at cars. He'd know exactly what engine parts to remove to make it impossible for the bus to run. Ned Bassett wanted to play Macbeth, the lead role in the play, but instead he had to settle for playing the porter, a very small part. Mr. Frescura was cast as Macbeth, and Ned was understudy. If Mr. Frescura wasn't able to perform, Ned would get to take the lead role. Marcus Dare told us that he saw an actor dressed as the porter out by the minibus with grease on his hands. Ned was the actor cast as the porter, and he had grease on his hands because he had just removed the distributor cap from the second minibus. He let his ambition get him into trouble, just like Macbeth.
Now let's see the
I am
point.
a little disappointed, Richard. You're right. They could have had a really interesting mirroring. But no! They had to make this game for children.
Okay.
There is an interesting game that I would like to do with you guys called Unheard. I think it's Unheard. Maybe it's Unseen. And you, I think, might be kind of a ghost. And you get a, 13 or so minute audio recording. And you can rewind and fast forward as you want, and depending on where you put your ghost on the map, you hear who was speaking in that room on the audio recording. And you use all of those clues to identify who it is who's speaking and who they're talking to, and then who committed what acts and solve crimes, probably.
I have added it to the list. Hey, Alpha and Jennifer. You seem quite good with clues and such. How are you at finding lost things?
Pretty good, I guess. Better than Jake. He's always losing stuff. What have you lost, Nigel?
I haven't lost anything, but my friend Astrid has. She's lost a song.
Song. How can anyone lose a song, Nigel?
I'm not sure, but Astrid has, and she's gone all emotional about it. Can you help her out? She rang me from the Wax Museum.
Right you are, Nigel. Come on, Alpha, let's boogie.
Brown sugar.
Oh. Does the honey still flow? I mean, if you can get it out of there and get it to dissolve, that's fine. It's really tough to get out of that container. Honey would be... Maybe. Astrid is a few years older than Nigel. It's neat that they're friends. Thank heaven you've come. Nigel said you'd help me find my song. I wrote a new song for my band, Stiff Upper Lip, and in my little red notebook, but now it's gone. I was in the British Museum at lunchtime looking up information about Queen Boadicea. The song is all about her, you know. I last saw the notebook in the Greco-Roman room. Astrid, who is Queen Boudica? I've never seen it spelled like that. Isn't it Boudica?
How do you understand it?
I thought it was Boudica. Boudicea?
Boadicea sounds like it might be right.
Okay. Why, she is a British hero. Long ago, she led a revolt of the British people against the Romans. You can learn more about her in the British Museum. I can't imagine who would be so crummy as to lift my notebook. Unless it was Regina. Her band Tone Deaf is competing with my band in a big audition tomorrow. Maybe you should talk to Jules, our keyboard player. He knows Regina pretty well, I dare say, the busking in Covent Garden, in the office of her agent, Miss Drumright. Busking? Oh, yeah, playing music on the street for money. How about Regina? Where can we find her? Try the old Vic. Tone Deaf practices there sometimes. Oh, and have a word with old Jeremy, our band's biggest fan. When we're not on stage, he hangs out on the Sherlock Holmes pub. It's a lot of running around. Let's take a look at our map of London and see which way we need to go to get to Covent Garden. To get from Madame Tussauds on Marylebone Road to Covent Garden down by the Strand, do we need to take the bus east or west?
Oh, Lord.
Did this game come with a map of London, you think?
It must, if it's asking stuff like this.
I hope it's enough.
How many more coin flips can we win here, guys?
Does it matter? Presumably they give you a second chance. It's not like DRM.
This might be the DRM that's
It's so
included in the
late
game.
in the game. It didn't even come into like the second mystery.
You don't know that. We didn't do the first mystery.
Well,
Oh, there.
so what do we
Quick,
say?
crack the DRM, Jackie! Hack the mainframe!
Kuro, east or west?
Why do you want her to pick? I'll just Google it.
But that's
Oh,
no,
look at you asking for directions.
that's no fun.
Way to play into
Her
the
shouted
stereotype,
west based on
Jackie.
nothing at all, and I'm gonna look it up.
West!
Have you now hold on a second, Wit. Have you never had the urge to just get in your car and drive?
I usually get that urge after I'm already in the car. I think about like just going to Mexico and never turning back.
So how is this any different? Just pick a direction and fly. No, you got to play it the
Carl
logical
has
way.
shouted west based on nothing at all, so you might as well say west.
Yes.
That way will send us over to Paddington Station, not Covent Garden. Let's look at our map again. Should have let me Google it.
West!
You've been very helpful, thank you.
What'd I do?
Quick, somebody say east.
You just did.
Somebody besides me say east.
No, thank you. You're capable of making your own decisions. I've seen you do it.
Fine, yeast.
That's right. We'll want the eastbound bus to Covent Garden. Let's go.
We win.
You have clicked what could generously be termed the wrong button.
Got to stop hitting that button.
Anyway, who just lets a child run willy-nilly all across London?
A lot of Londoners, I bet.
I don't see anybody letting their kids run willy-nilly around New York.
It's because you've never been to New York. There are kids all over. Hey, if that's Jules, he plays pretty well.
When Astrid told me she had lost the new song, I was down and glum. That song was our best chance to win the audition tomorrow and go on tour with that great band, Not Quite Cricket. I'd do almost anything to be in the band that wins the audition. Our other songs won't win because we haven't practiced them enough to be really good. At least that's what Miss Drumright, our agent, said at lunch today. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to make some more money before I call it a day.
So they haven't practiced enough to be good, but a brand new song they've never seen before will be good?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cat's Feet Music Agency. Violet Drumright, agent.
She looks the same
She's
as the other lady.
She's Astrid.
Oh. What?
Well, look at her.
Astrid's mother.
You think so?
That's what she looks like.
Her purple hair is not, unless it's supposed to be black and that's how they're choosing to highlight it, is
Bad idea.
a choice. Anyway, Ms. Drumright, we're detectives on a case. Astrid lost her notebook today, which had her latest song written in it. Did she? Good.
Oh, I wasn't banking on that.
She spends too much time writing songs. I tell her time again, don't write, play. Does she listen to me? No. Regina's band, on the other hand, plays a lot. That's the ticket for success. I had lunch with Jules today at noon. Told him to make Astrid practice more often. Said he would try. Excuse me for staring, Miss Drumright, but did you know your hair is the exact same, unusual color as Astrid's? Yes. We all get a hair done at the same place. Leopard's, on Quaint Street. Tell Mr. Charles that Violet sent you.
Well,
How is that a clue to anything?
sounds to me like she's rooting for the other team. She wants the other band to win, for some reason.
The hairdressers, always.
Gotta stop hitting that button.
Gonna hear some juicy gossip.
Whatever happens, don't let Mr. Charles color my hair purple or green or pink.
Welcome to Leopards. Now, will this just be a cut? Or would we like to put a little color into our lives?
Yikes.
You have some boring ass hair color. For
Yikes,
someone who
no
does that.
haircut please, and no color. Just some information about Astrid and Regina. Miss Drumright, Violet, sent us.
Oh, all right then. Astrid and Regina, being show people, both have the hair colored and styled here, because I am simply the best in London. Astrid started the violet hair craze. Regina used to have purple hair, but this afternoon said she wanted it jet black for our audition tomorrow, so I made it so. That didn't help us very much, did it?
British Museum. We'll find out that somebody with purple hair stole it or whatever. And it can't have been Regina because she just got her hair dyed or blah 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 blah. Thousands of people pass through the British Museum every day, Alpha. But if somebody just picked up Astrid's notebook by mistake, they would have returned it. It had her name and number in it. How could we have known that? I think whoever took Astrid's notebooks did it on purpose.
My money's on the agent.
That doesn't make any sense unless she's agent for both of them. Which is a conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
Although, she shouldn't care because she would get commission regardless of who wins. Queen Bouquet was cool. Excuse me, sir, have you been painting here for a while?
Hey, wait a second. Isn't this guy... Yes, for weeks. Actually, this is my third canvas. Didn't like the first two, you see. Paint got too thick.
Did you happen to notice a woman who was here at noontime with a red notebook?
Ah, the young lady with the purple hair. Of course I noticed her. Got an eye for color now, don't I? I saw her and her sister, too.
Sister. Astrid doesn't have a sister.
Well, another woman with purple hair came up behind her right at noon. I thought she was going to say hello, but she didn't. Just snuck away again. Passing strange, I said to myself at the time.
Do you think that's enough clues to solve?
Let's see. We have to find another clue.
Don't click on it. You did.
I did.
Where else could we go? I mean, I guess there are places, but how are they relevant?
Well, somebody important was said to be at the pub.
Oh, the world's biggest fan or whatever. That's right. Good memory. Must be Jeremy over there. Let's see what he has to say about Astrid's missing notebook.
Astrid's notebook, where she jots all her song ideas. Listen, mate, I'll give you £5 for it, no questions asked.
£5? No, look,
Okay, 40 then. 50. Listen, I collect everything that has to do with stiff upper lip. I must have that notebook for my collection.
Well, we don't have it. It's lost. We must find it and get it back to Astrid. It has a new song she wrote in it about Queen Boadicea.
Well, I'm the only collector of stiff upper lip souvenirs, so when you do find it, come to me. I'll pay you handsomely and give the notebook back to Astrid myself. Huh? Okay.
Gross.
Is that the fifth clue, that he doesn't have it?
Doubtful. But we can try.
Pick a place. You know the rules.
Yeah.
We're interrupting one of Tone Deaf's practice sessions. I hope they won't mind.
So do we think we have the clue?
You can try. They would very much like us to talk to Regina. Regina, we're friends of Astrid's. We wondered if you knew anything about a red notebook of hers it's missing. Red notebook? Nah, don't know anything about it. Wait a minute, love. Astrid doesn't think I took a notebook, does she? I'd never. Because that would hurt Jules. And I wouldn't want to do anything to hurt my Jules, now would I? Now, we must practice. We have a big audition tomorrow. Ready, Tone Deaf? Hit it! Alpha, did you notice? Except for their hair color, Gina and Astrid look a lot alike.
So why would this be the thing that convinces... Why would this be the thing that convinces Jennifer we can solve it?
She only just got her hair dyed.
I still think it's the agent.
Alright. Let's see. Oh, so it does actually monitor.
It's not just any 5 clues, it's the relevant ones.
Seems that way. Which means I've been lucky the last couple times in my clicking.
Or this is a game for children and you are capable of solving it.
Yeah, one or the other.
That is not a clue. That one, yeah.
Hmm.
Unless it is Regina.
It is Regina, because she had purple hair up until tonight, or up until this afternoon, when she got her hair dyed black.
So you're thinking the re-dye was
It's like a reverse red herring, where you think it can't be her because her hair isn't the right color.
I just don't remember the timeline of when the notebook was lost and whether or not it occurred before or after.
Let's test my theory.
Gladly.
so Regina's a big fat liar.
You got it.
You got it. Regina swiped Astrid's notebook at the British Museum. Her first big break was an eyewitness. Mr. Friscara saw a woman with purple hair like Astrid's come up behind her at the British Museum right at noon. That would seem to be Miss Drumright. She couldn't have done it. At noon, when the notebook was stolen, she was at lunch with Jules. No. Then we learned that at noon, Regina also had purple hair. She just colored it black this afternoon. Remember what else Mr. Friscara said? He said the woman who snuck up on Astrid looked like her sister. We saw ourselves how much Regina resembles Astrid.
Nice. Haha, good. Vaporous.
Any of them,
Does he vape?
do any of them grab our interest? Are there any more that you can scroll down to?
Hmm.
The last one's about a cat.
Oh no, you think we've milfed this one for all... Did I say milfed? I meant to say milked, but anyway. Have we milked this one for all it's worth?
Sorry, does it say book 1?
Yes.
If we did all of these, would there be more?
In theory, I suppose.
Christ alive.
Yeah, we're not going beyond one episode with this.
No, thank you.
Matter of fact, are we going any further period with this?
I don't know, what else do we have?
You guys tell me.
Do we have anything ready?
Oh, as far as another game, you mean?
Yeah, it's that or stop for the night. That doesn't seem like us. It
No.
could be.
Well, we could always start,
We could do a round of Monster Prom.
You want to do that?
What do you think, Richard?
Emphatic
feeling?
yes.
Oh,
Monster
you really
Prom?
liked Monster Prom, huh?
Yes.
Cool. Then, we'll just...
Like me, is a monster fucker.
Okay,
And
so
on-
I wasn't going to bring this up. However, Steam saw it fit to recommend to me not once, not twice, but on 3 separate occasions, a Monster Girl enslavement hentai simulator.
And on that note, I'm going to push the button as we draft our way through. I'm Alpha.
I'm Wit, but we're gonna keep talking about this on my channel, just you wait.
And I'm the target demographic for hentai games, apparently.
And let's go peg monsters, I guess.
Bye.